Hi, I'm Tom Campbell from Cultaholic.com, joined by Sam Driver. Off the apron, through a flaming table.
You're starting to run out of ideas,
Japan.
aren't you? Yeah.
In Japan, though, so it's hipster.
You could have said in Scunthorpe. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Japan Scunthorpe, mate. No, Adam, he's on his Ollie Bobs, whatever, do whatever, mate. Don't even need you. We're having a lovely time. Here's some news. We have details ahead of tonight's WWE Draft. Who won this week's Wednesday night ratings war? We're going to find out in a second. And an update on the WWE future of Cain Velasquez. We'll get into that shortly as well. Are we ready for a really long night and a really long day and a really long night?
Yeah, you get to go home after this. I've got to go work all day, go home for a bit, come back in, work all night, go home for about an hour, and then go back out because it's Saturday.
Friday night SmackDown Draft! Oh yeah! Tonight it is all about the draft. There is a draft in the room and it belongs to WWE. Tonight it all goes down there. Everything changes tonight. It's going to shake up the wrestling world tonight.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is half one of the draft because they will want to milk this dry for 2 weeks or for as long as they physically can. But yeah, part one of the draft, I'm assuming, will be tonight. And yeah, there are 71 wrestlers up for draft. 30 go to SmackDown and 41 to Raw, because Raw's got an extra hour. So for every 2 picks SmackDown does, Raw gets 3, right?
That is correct. Yeah. So, but the whole thing is being billed, and if you watch the commercials leading up to it, it doesn't so much feel like Raw versus SmackDown. It feels more like USA Network versus Fox.
Yes.
And they're painting it as such by the way that they are revealing who is going
because,
where.
You know, if we don't give a crap about, brand loyalty with wrestling, there's one thing I certainly care about, and that's TV channels.
Absolutely. I am loyal to
don't you
ITV4.
dare take away my Channel 4.
So to this end, luminaries from USA and Fox are going to be the ones making the selections.
Some interesting names.
Mate.
And I'm surprised they didn't get Homer Simpson.
That would have.
Surprised.
Do you know what?
Something like that.
There is still time. There is still time. But mate, Christian Slater.
Yes,
Christian Slater is going to be on SmackDown tonight. From off of Broken Arrow and Mr. Robot. But Broken Arrow.
And hundreds of great films.
And Broken Arrow. Love Broken Arrow. Christian Slater, one of the celebrities who's going to be making the selections, as well as Major League Baseball All-Star, Fox analyst Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
Interesting figure. Saturday Night Live's Michael Caine and Colin Jost, they do the weekend update.
Yeah, Michael Che, not Michael Caine.
Oh, Michael
Caine's a different person altogether.
He might be making a pick on Monday. Not a lot of people know that. Joe Buck from NFL on Fox.
Yes.
Oh, Jim Cramer from Mad Money.
Yeah, and Pro Football Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. God, we can't get enough of former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman.
It's one of those where the English audience is kind of a bit lost on this one. Like where's my Chris Kamara giving me a draft pick?
You keep Chris Kamara away from every wrestling company ever.
Unbelievable,
ever.
Jeff.
Oh.
There was a wrestling company, it was Progress, wasn't it, that did a show called Unbelievable Jeff?
I think so. I don't know.
And they had Chris Kamara come and say Unbelievable Jeff.
No.
Google Unbelievable Jeff. The show is kicking off tonight with Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins, representing their respective brands. The winner will get the first pick of the draft that night.
Sean Ross Sapp did an interesting tweet about this. He was like, what? Like, what is it? Are they fighting for, just to prove they're the better man? Are they fighting because they're brand loyalty? Nobody has brand loyalty because of the wild card rule. It doesn't really make sense, but it does at the same time. It's one of those weird wrestling things, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I think SmackDown will go first just for the ease of we get 2, you get 3.
Yeah.
But
kind of feels like that'll be the way that it goes. It's a shame that Rollins would therefore have to lose to Roman Reigns, but hey, whatever.
Well, he's sort of, it's fine.
He's lost a lot this week.
People are going to boo him anyway.
I mean, actually, I think it's rare to see a match like this where you think the crowd are going to really get behind Roman Reigns. What a weird time that we live in as wrestling fans.
Because Seth Rollins is now the Roman Reigns out of both him and Roman Reigns. Yeah.
How do you think this is going to shake up tonight? Just I don't want specific picks at the moment. We can do that
SmackDown's got to come out looking strong, obviously. The Fox have invested a lot of money into it, and they seem to care a lot more about it than they do Raw. Look at that set. So I think SmackDown is going to have the more athletic side of things. You're going to get Lesnar on SmackDown. I think you're going to maybe, if she's up for draft, get Ronda Rousey to SmackDown. Cain Velasquez, which we'll touch on a little bit, I think will be going to SmackDown. I think you're going to have all of the very athletic people just over there, and all of the dramatic people over to Raw.
It's going to be Raw is going to be the very much the WWE sports entertainment show. SmackDown's going to have a more
Roman will be on
feel.
Roman will be on SmackDown as well. Yeah. Rollins is going to sit on Raw, just going like and getting booed.
New Day over to Raw as well. I'm going to call that. I feel like they're a better fit now, unfortunately. But hey, look, you can find out with us as it happens live. Myself and Sam Driver will be here. Live reactions for SmackDown's big WWE Draft special tonight.
We'll probably kick off at about 5 to 1-ish UK time, so yeah. About 5 minutes before SmackDown starts. Check us out.
And then 1:05 we'll kick off with each other.
Yeah.
What? Round 2 of the Wednesday Night War, and it goes once again to AEW. Dynamite scoring, despite a bit of a dip, a strong number, Sam.
Yeah, strong. Well, both had strong numbers this week, but AEW firmly beat NXT out once again. So, do you want to tell the people the numbers?
1,140,000 people tuned in to watch Dynamite. And NXT, meanwhile, 790,000 views. It's a 4-week low, but the breakdown here is that AEW was down a 5th, whereas NXT was down a 10th.
Yeah, and these are live viewing figures as well. And I don't know if we're ever going to have authentic network numbers. This is the problem. But I'd like to know what the +3s and +7s are to see, how much is being watched overall. There was baseball, and Meltzer had sort of speculated that might have more of an effect on NXT, just given the age demographic. But at the same time, I think if it was going to have an effect on one, it would have an effect on both. I think I was reading that Dynamite was just beaten out in sort of the ratings by, I think it was quite a controversial or quite a big baseball game, because everybody was watching this breakdown of the game afterwards. And so that was slightly higher up than Dynamite, which maybe points to the fact that baseball did take quite a bit away from the viewership this week. But I guess we just got to hold off for next week and find out.
I think baseball aside, I think it's still great that with all that going on, NXT has only lost 11%, and I think NXT which has got a couple of weeks on AEW in terms of age, so we're kind of seeing the figures sort of calm down now and plateau a little bit. I think it'll hang around this number going forward. I think Dynamite will probably see in the next couple of weeks probably drop just below 1 million, and I don't think that is a bad thing
at all. Around 900k, and then it'll occasionally dip up and down, but they get to say the S word and stuff, so it makes them cooler.
That's it. I mean, if we could get more S words on NXT, then maybe we'd be over 1 million. Jon Moxley was at New York Comic Con along with loads of people dressed as the Joker.
Nerds.
Yeah, having a lovely time, fulfilling your dreams. Moxley was speaking to Still Real to us about WWE and took a bit of a swipe at scripted promo. Pow, 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 pow. Moxie said, I had to do that sort of thing for years with these stupid scripts. Stupid scripts. I made that bit up. He said, I'd have to say stuff like, I'm going to eviscerate your skull at Hell in a Cell. It's like, no, I'm not. I know I'm not. I know there's not going to be any blood. I'm lying. I'm lying to the fans. I'm selling this violence that's just not going to happen. At AEW, we don't need writers or producers or anything like that. We know what we're doing. If we wanted to be in WWE right now, when he refers to himself and Jericho and Kenny and Cody and the Bucks, he said we could make huge money. Any one of us could. We're all actively choosing to do this instead. And a big part of that is the creative freedom that they get through AEW.
I disagree with one thing there, and that's that we don't need writers or producers. I think as time goes on, you are going to need those things. Just not to the level that WWE has. But I think you are going to need something that can tie all these threads together. But this is not a new complaint. This is I think Scott Hall in a shoot interview once was talking about when people in the 90s used to say, I'm going to kill you at Royal Rumble, and I'm going to tear your head off, and really going on the violent stuff, and he's like, I've got to call my kid now who's worried that I'm going to die, and he's like, and nobody's buying that you're actually going to kill me, it's not going to happen. But yeah, it's just nice to see that AEW notices this and it's just.
We need something
off.
in the middle, really, don't we? We need something that isn't just letting people leave other people to their own devices.
Yeah.
And not like scripting every word that comes out of someone's mouth. Can we have something that sits quite neatly in the middle?
You need that because I think if you overly script, then nobody cares. And it's sort of like a stale product. If you let people have complete freedom, then what's to stop them completely going into business for themselves? And then if you sort of get it in the middle, then you have that nice little meld of, I guess, how it was in the 90s, where it was like, go out there, hit this point, hit that point, hit that point, have fun. And then that's it. Like, I think that's what you've got to do.
And I'm worried that like the NXT system might sort of not give you the opportunity to do that.
No.
Like the performance center system WWE has very much trains you to.
I don't know what you're on about.
WWE
Enzo
way.
and Cass have had a very long and great career after leaving WWE. They had loads of friends on the indies. They had, all of the ability to work on the fly. And that's why they're now, international wrestling superstars.
And they always spelt soft correctly.
Yeah.
And finally, we're just a couple of hours away from WWE's big press conference in Las Vegas outside the T-Mobile Arena, in which I think we're going to see Braun Strowman versus Rey Mysterio announced for Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be in it because Braun's there, Rey's there.
You're not gonna have Tyson Fury in there somehow?
He's going to be guest timekeeper. So the press conference is going to feature Braun Strowman, Tyson Fury, Rey Mysterio, Cain Velasquez, Triple H and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, which is probably where we're going to get, for Crown Jewel, the announcement of Strowman and Fury and the announcement of Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. And I don't think, from what we have discovered in the last few hours, that this is going to be Velasquez's only dalliance in the WWE.
Yeah, I don't think they would have brought him in had it just been a sort of one-shot deal.
It was very much undercover, him coming in the first place, and the deal was nearly kiboshed when the rumour mill started circulating that he was coming in, but they persevered. And the biggest telling point at the moment that Cain is putting his eggs in the wrestling basket is that he has contacted the USADA, who does all the drug testing and such for MMA, and he's pulled out of their drug testing program. This is cool. Now, this sounds quite innocuous, but what this means is, if in order to get back into that drug testing policy, you have to go through 6 months.
You start out like rigorous. They are massively rigorous. So you've got to really subject yourself to a lot of testing to get into that pool. You have to remain in that pool. You have to be tested. You have to make sure you're hitting all of this criteria, and it's very stressful. And I guess you don't need it if you don't need to be fighting.
Exactly. A lot of wrestlers, a lot of MMA guys who retire even stay in that pool for a little while after, just in case they might get like one more match in there. It just saves them having to wait 6 months to do it. So Cain coming out of that pool, out of that drug testing program, says that he's done with MMA for now and he's focusing on the wrestling side of things. So expect to see quite a bit of Cain Velasquez in WWE going forward. And do you know what? This further escalates that rumour that Cain Velasquez is going to be the guy that wins the WWE title in his first match.
I would turn off.
I'm sorry, but I'd turn off.
I'd have to turn my back on you. That hasn't happened yet, so let's not stress on that. He might even go to Raw tonight. Who knows?
Well, that's it.
We'll find out tonight, live stream of the Friday Night SmackDown draft special on Cultaholic with this lovely boy and this average boy right here. Look forward to seeing you then. I love you. Bye, Jazz Hands.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And no matter what you do, don't ever forget to hit subscribe and join us.